Good morning, distinguished guests, esteemed seniors, delegates, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of this august gathering.
I now humbly request our esteemed dignitaries, Shri Anirban Das Gupta Sir, Director in Charge, Bhilai Steel Plant, Shri Anjani Kumar, Executive Director Works and Chairman, Indian Institute of Metals, Bhilai Chapter, Shri Shashi Shekhar Mohanty, CEO and MD SR Midmet Private Limited, Professor R.K. Kakani, Director, Indian Institute of Management, Raipur, Dr. Rajiv Prakash, Director, IIT Bhilai, Dr. N.V. Ramana Rao, Director, National Institute of Technology, Raipur, Shri Santosh Mohanty, CMD, ISR Info Media Private Limited, Shri Puneet Chaube, Chairman, Institute of Engineers, Bhilai, Local Center, and Shri Tapas Das Gupta, Chairman, Organizing Committee, ISR, and Chief General Manager in charge, Iron Bhilai Steel Plant, to light the lamp and illuminate this event.
Secretary of the Indian Institute of Metals, Bhilai Chapter, and Secretary of Institute of Engineers, India, Bhilai Local Chapter.
करोति कल्याणम आरोग्यम धन संपदा शत्रु बुद्धि विनाशा दीपम ज्योति नमोस्तुते दीप ज्योति परब्रह्म दीप ज्योति जनार्दन दीपो भरतु मे पापम दीपम ज्योति नमोस्तुते। इसका अर्थ है सात अर्थ जो शुभता समृद्धि अच्छा स्वास्थ्य प्रचुर संपत्ति देने वाला है। मैं दीपक के प्रकाश को नमन करता हूं जो शत्रु बुद्धि यानी कि अनैतिकता एवं नकारात्मक शक्ति का विनाश करने वाला है। मैं दीपक के प्रकाश को नमन। Before I request Director in Charge Bhilai Steel Plant Shri Anirban Das Gupta Sir for his welcome address. Here's a brief introduction about him. Shri Das Gupta has an impressive career, trajectory showcasing his expertise in various areas. As a distinguished alumnus of IIT BHU in metallurgy stream, he began his journey way back in 1986 with Center for Engineering Technology, SAIL. His extensive skills include project management, business planning, preparation of tenders and feasibility reports, public-private partnership for organization restructuring, corporate planning, etc. to name a few. Notably, he has held leadership positions at ISCO Steel Plant, Durgapur Steel Plant and Bhilai Steel Plant. Before taking charge as Chief Executive Officer Bhilai Steel Plant, he also served as Director, Projects and Business Planning at SAIL. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning to you all. Suswagam. Dignitaries on the dais, Shri S.S. Mohanty, Dr. Kakani, Director IIM Raipur, Dr. Rao, Director NIT Raipur, Shri Anjani Kumar, ED Works, SAIL, Bhilai Steel Plant, Shri Puneet Chaube, Indian Institute of Engineers, Shri Tapas Das Gupta, Head of Organizing Committee, my dear delegates, our esteemed former senior colleagues, my colleagues from SAIL Bhilai Steel Plant, ladies and gentlemen and children. At the outset, I would like all of you to welcome to this conference on significance and role of decarbonization and infrastructure development. This topic was chosen after extensive discussion with ISR and Steel Review, Sri Santosh Mohanty ji, and our colleagues here, as we thought that this is of a great significance. We all know that for a country like India, which is at the now is growing at a very rapid pace, and you know, without infrastructure development, without steel production, a country's economy cannot sustain and grow. However, in tandem with that, we also have to take care that we produce steel with minimum carbon dioxide emissions. So on two fronts, work could be needed. Great steel making for good infrastructure development, that is use of minimum steel for the maximum work to be done in the infrastructure, that is high strength steels. So a lot of work has to be done in this area. And B, to produce the steel, how we can consume the least amount of, or how we can generate the least amount of carbon dioxide. And of course, in turn, use least amount of energy. So, on two fronts we have to work, that is better quality steels and more sustainable steel making process. Traditionally, steel making processes are known to generate a lot of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse emissions. We have to come out of that. A lot of solutions are being tried, and the entire world, including India, is now conducting a lot of research and industrial scale trials for establishing low carbon dioxide procedures, including completely replacing carbon as a reductant in making of or reducing iron ore to iron. We are talking about hydrogen steel making. We are talking about green hydrogen steel making, including ways and means to generate green power also, because steel making also includes a lot of electrical power which commonly is available from fossil fuels only. We are going to switch over from that. A lot of efforts are being made. And I am very happy to know that under this conference being organized under the auspices of Indian Institute of Metals, Indian Institute of Engineers, in able partnership of ISR and same Bhilai steel plant, has attracted a lot of excellent papers which will be subsequently you will all be going through and discussing. There are papers from various steel makers, manufacturers of steel plant equipment, academic institutions and other research organizations. So it's an excellent mix of various kinds of papers which you are going to see further, or we are going to hear further, listen to for the next 1.5 days. And I am extremely thankful to all of you to have come to Bhilai. And I once again welcome you here in this Bhilai and wish you excellent 1.5-2 days of learning and introspection. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful welcome speech. I now request Sri Santosh Mohanty, Editor, Iron and Steel Review, to address this august gathering. Sri Santosh Mohanty, the esteemed editor of the globally recognized magazine Iron and Steel Review, has been at the helm of the publication for an impressive 35 years. An economics graduate who completed his studies at Calcutta University in 1980, he joined ISR in 1990. It is through his pioneering foresight and innovative vision that this conference was conceived and brought to fruition. Mohanty, sir, please.
Thank you.
Good morning and warm welcome to all the delegates, industry leaders and esteemed colleagues on the dais and off the dais. With the consistent transformation of the facade of India, it is crucial to understand the general idea of the Indian steel scenario of the iron and steel industry. Ever increasing and evolving infrastructure brings colossal changes to the economic side of the nation building, which exponentially requires a strong presence of iron and steel industry. The next 25 years will be very vital for India, and in this course, it's no surprise that there will be a boost in the infrastructure development. As of today, which is 2024, India is the world's second largest producer of steel. The growth in the Indian steel sector is driven by domestic availability of raw material and cost-effective labor, with continuous modernization of older plants and upgradation of higher energy efficiency levels. The huge scope for growth is evident in the expected rise in the consumption due to increased infrastructure construction and the thriving automobile and railway sectors. Currently, major iron ore reserves in states like Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Maharashtra have poured out significant output, and the future of this comprehensive industry is surely bright. The Steel Summit planned at Bhilai, Chhattisgarh, India is an attempt to showcase the latest innovations, technologies and developments for making of steel rolls, coils, rails, steel plates, structurals, steel, TMT products, heavy structurals including channels and beams, etc. Today, we have amongst us industry experts who will present technical papers focusing on the key topics, transformative technologies and initiatives for decarbonization, technologies and innovation in developing high-grade steel and their application in sustainable infrastructure development. Let us come together to discuss and implement strategies that will drive the steel industry towards a more sustainable and environmentally friendly future. Your participation is crucial in shaping a greener future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your insights with us. I would now invite Professor Ram Kumar Kakani, Director IIM Raipur, for his inaugural address. A brief introduction about Professor. His remarkable academic journey includes a doctorate in management and fellow program in management from IIM Calcutta. His professional expertise at Bokaro Steel Plant is complemented by his excellent academic innings with IIM Raipur, IIM Kozhikode, XRI Jamshedpur and LBSNAA Mussoorie. Sir is an expert academician in business, financial analysis, governance, public policy and leadership development. He has co-authored several books in the domains of finance and public administration with publishers like Cambridge, McGraw-Hill and Rootley. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar to Shri Anirban Das Gupta ji, Shri Santosh Mohanty ji, Shri S.S. Mohanty ji, Shri Tapas Das Gupta ji, Shri Anjani Kumar ji, Shri S.S. Mohanty ji, and other esteemed panel members and guests here. I start with a very short story from the mythology that is there. There is this Bhishma, who essentially Bhishma Pitamaha, who during the Mahabharata showed in action during Draupadi's Chirharan. And there is this Jatayu in the Ramayana wherein who fights with Ravan during when Sita Mata is being eloped. If you see the end of both of them, one ends with a death in the hands of Lord Rama and another suffers on the iron spike's bed. So The same essentially is the case if we replace the gender there with global warming, greening, etc., that are there. The choices are there before us. And in that sense, it is a very apt topic which has been picked up on decarbonization and infrastructure development. The iron and steel industries are a significant contributor to global greenhouse. They have emissions accounting to approximately 7 to 8% worldwide. Decarbonizing this sector is essential for net zero emissions and meeting the Paris Agreement goal of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees. In India, the steel industry has a cornerstone of economic growth, contributing nearly 23% of country's gross value addition as of 2022. However, it also represents the highest share of industrial emissions, accounting for about 12% of overall greenhouse gas emissions as of 2023. As India continues to experience economic growth and industrialization, the demand for steel is expected to surge. Projections suggest that India's finished steel demand could increase to nearly 500% and reach 527 million ton by 2050, with a per capita demand exceeding 321 kg per person by 2050. Correspondingly, crude steel production is expected to reach 576 million ton by 2050. Given these projections, the development of a decarbonized steel industry is crucial for balancing India's economic ambitions with its climate mitigation goals. The transformation of the steel sector towards a net zero economy will depend on the establishment of a favorable policy and techno-commercial environment. To make a low-carbon steel a reality in India, a roadmap with 6 actionable steps focusing on near, medium and long-term objectives is essential. I list down some of these 6 steps which I could cull out from the literature that is available. First and foremost, defining greening and low-carbon steel standards. In the near term, policy measures should focus on establishing clear definitions and standards for green and low-carbon steel. This will provide a benchmark for emissions mitigations requirements within the sector. Second, promoting alternative green energy sources. Policy should mandate the use of renewable energy and green hydrogen. Government-led incentives for green steel manufacturers will be crucial in the near term to encourage the adoption of these technologies. Third, implementing a green steel procurement policy. Revising the national steel policy to emphasize modern technologies, including what Shri Anirbanji mentioned as green hydrogen products and carbon capture utilization and storage, will signal the need for decarbonization. Medium to long-term action should include mandating green steel procurement targets and focusing a market for low-carbon steel. Fourth, advancing R&D for breakthrough technologies. The transition to low-carbon steel hinges on breakthrough technologies like green hydrogen and CCUS, which require dedicated R&D support. In the long term, R&D could focus on direct electrification of steel making, such as electrolyzer-based steel production. Fifth, piloting alternative emission mitigation actions. Pilot projects and cluster initiatives are vital for demonstrating the vitality of emerging solutions, building stakeholder confidence and attracting investment and policy support. Sixth, establishing financing mechanisms for the green transition. Financing is critical to the success of the steel sector's transition. Expanding access to sustainable finance such as green bonds, sustainable bonds, concessional financing will be essential for driving green investments. Successful implementation of this roadmap will require active participation from a diverse group of stakeholders, including steel manufacturers, government agencies, key consumption sectors, financial institutions, research-oriented organizations like think tanks and academia. India's steel sector has the potential to significantly contribute to the country's decarbonization efforts and climate goals. Moving forward, collaboration among stakeholders, such conferences, such events, adherence to the roadmap and effective monitoring will be key to ensuring the successful transition to a green steel industry. I'd like to end by saying that I was a steelmate, that is sale employee long back during 90 to 95, and I feel proud that I've been invited and been part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Shri Shashi Sekhar Mohanty, Managing Director, SR Minmet Private Limited, and also ex-Director Technical Sale, for addressing this August gathering.
First of all, a very good morning to all the Bhilaiyans, my ex-colleagues of SAIL and distinguished guests in the dais. It is always a pleasure for me to come to Bhilai. It's like coming home. And the distinguished guests in the dais, my colleagues SL, Anirban, Anjani, Tapan, Tobe, and also I think Santosh, Mahatma, Professor Kakani, and also Dr. Ram. Professor Kakani, I am very pleased to hear that he was also part of the Bhilai Bokaro for 3 years. So, and that said, family, of course, our stakeholders of different companies who have come here and joined here. As a past president of Indian Institute of Management, I have also a present role in spreading out the metallurgical awareness and knowledge everywhere. I remember, I think, few months back when I was the chairman of CII, Odisha chapter came to Raipur for a green steel conference. I got an opportunity to come here and met Anirban and I asked Anjani at that time, the chairman of IM, why you are not doing something Bhilai IM chapter more active. I am pretty happy that today I am here when they are organizing almost an international steel conference with almost 500 people participating, more than 100 stakeholders from different companies. And the program I have seen it is absolutely covering all the aspects of the steel industry. About my talk, I said I have been asked that I have also a session. Sorry for that. Sorry for the disturbance. After this, so I thought I'll keep myself short. Coming to decarbonization, the role of significance of decarbonization in steel industry. I don't think we have been talking it since we joined Steel Authority, retired Steel Authority. Now talking to people also who are part of this journey. This journey has been a very arduous journey. You will not that decarbonization has taken a journey started now. It's not. The fact remains that the day we started, we talked about specific energy consumption. We talked about environmental management. We talked about sustainability. It's almost. We have started steel production in Steel Authority almost now 65 years back. It's maybe more than that. But on the day one, we are still talking about the decarbonization in direct or indirect. So coming back to, in a very brief manner, I'll elaborate. Today, we are producing in the entire world to a tune of 1.8 billion tons, 1.85 billion tons. If you take the world steel average of January to December. 2022 also almost similar. Rather, we produce some percentage less than 2022. Having produced 1.8 billion ton of steel, 1800 billion, 1850 million tons. India's contribution last year, in 2024, of course, we have a financial year, 24 March, we produced almost 140 million tons. And if you look at it, all these things, I will only very briefly mention about what you mean by decarbonization, what scale it should be, and what are the challenges in only 5 minutes time. We have right now, China produces almost more than 55% of our steel productions. India is producing almost 7%. 55 plus 7, how much? 63. Is it 63? Then if you take Japan and South Korea, almost they are producing almost 80% of it. And I will cover up India, China and US, of course. both are in different perspective. If we cover this, I believe that we are trying to really have a very humble beginning towards the decarbonization or economic green steel. Anirban told about the technical side of the reduction of the iron and making steels. But I will tell a few things about this. The first aspect is, where are you now? I mean, when you talk about the journey, you must know where are you starting. If the marathon is a 21 kilometers half marathon, I have completed 8 to my, so far I have started marathon much less. In Delhi I started. Now today I have completed 8 half marathon, 21 kilometers. So you must know milestones. After 5 kilometers, after 10 kilometers. Similarly, in the journey to decarbonization, where you start. And if you look at today, we produce almost 71% of the steel in BF and BF route, entire world I am talking about, and which is more energy intensive and which is more environmental damaging. We are talking about climate change, Professor Tani told about it. This is one route we are following up, 71% production in the world. If you talk to India, it will be more, and if you talk to the China, it will be 90%. So major steel producers are in this stage now. Coming to second stage. The electric arc furnaces scrap route, we produce almost 22% of our steel in the entire world. So 71 plus 22%, it become 93%. And you are left with 7%, that is again coming through a gas route DRI and electric arc furnace route, 7%. So this is the milestone we are now journey. Now journey starts now. So first step is where you start. That means what is the stock and of your assets? What is the age of your assets? And where are you going to do now? And what are the geographical challenges and also the climatical challenges? Number 2 is coming, what is our future in steel? We are just talking to Anirban right now on the dais that when the steel becomes more lighter, the consumption we are talking about going on and increasing more and more. When the steel becomes lighter, more stronger, the consumption also comes down by terms of weight. So the question of this topic, which is chosen by Mr. Mahanti and Anirban all together, the significance of decarbonization infrastructure, as we are talking about, it becomes almost a type of a conflict. We wanted to increase infrastructures, or we also wanted to intensify our decarbonization process. That means coming down the carbon dioxide. Today, from a 2.2, we wanted to come to net zero. From 2.3, many of the companies still are 2.36. So I am telling about Indian context, say average, let us talk about 2.2, we wanted to go to 0 in a year. Tata has declared 2045, ArcelorMittal declared 2050, and other companies say that they will do it also by 2045, 47, etc. etc. And our steel production going to almost 500, and I said, Professor said 576 in 2050. That means today, indirectly or directly, you are also increasing the carbon dioxide by the time you reach there. So, the process of net zero achieving and process of increasing your productions are hugely challenging. That's what I'm telling you. First fact is, what is the age of their assets and when you are going to mothballing or retiring those furnaces. China has already started doing it. And the number 2 is basically what is your demand in the steel. That is also seen in that context. China is almost saturated. They may go for 100, 200 billions extra, then they will come down. Their entire consumption has also reached a peak. It will not go. Only country that is going further for demanding and increasing capacity, it will come only after 2050. We will think of not going beyond. That our consumption is going up. It's only country now with one of the highest growth of 8 to 10% of the every year going the steel productions. Another thing is going on is the process and global challenges what are going for this. That means where you start now, where we are going in the future, and what are the challenges. Challenges are there. The technology today available for carbon capture and utilization and storage installations is absolutely nascent stage. When I take CCUS, we are talking about steel in one of the total industry of so many of integrated steel plant, only one steel plant, or maybe 2 steel plants have got a CCUS which is commercialized. Rest of the things are all temporary. If we see a little bit piecemeal approach of Tata Steel doing there, or putting there 5 ton years, it is nothing. Think of billions and billion tons of carbon dioxide being emitted every year in the productions of steel. 7 to 8% of your impact. And think that way that you are trying to get those. This is a big challenge of technological, ways and pathways for us to reduce it. Then second point is coming about, when you go for this, when you talk about steel plant today, we talk about capex per ton. What is my project cost? Arora sir is there, we are working with him also. We understand when you invest money in a steel project, capex per ton. Then you look for opex per ton. Now the next concept coming is carbon dioxide per ton. That means not the carbon dioxide but tax per ton, carbon tax per ton. That means time is coming, with CBAM already there. These are another challenges which are met. You cannot produce your steel in 2026 to make steel sale to Europe without paying CBAM tax. Cross-border adjustment mechanisms. So this is what a challenge. So what I will tell you, how many approach will be different in different geographies. We are not given, I told about DRI, EF route. If DRI, EF route, DRI is produced from the hydrogen, green hydrogen. EF is again the energy produced by the green energy, that may renewables. Then there is a net zero. So entire 1.8 billion tons steel going to net zero, you can easily understand where it can happen. So, but then we are always optimistic, basically as a steel engineers. If you have somebody has kept a record on this production, I will say that I will make much higher than this. If my earlier predecessor has done something like, we are always take challenges, even if whatever this condition it is. But right now with all the facilities available, I can tell you this, the approach are different. China, 90% of BF approved, but now the government of China is saying that because when the China attacks everything, then the entire world of billion ton of the 2.3 billion ton of carbon dioxide comes down. They say the government is making a restriction not to make any blast furnace further. So they have to go for DRI. It doesn't happen so soon. And what do you do with the existing facilities? Put an investment where you can, to whatever extent, you can able to reduce your carbon dioxide. I can tell you, right now I had been to in Europe to attend a steel conference. I found out in a conventional BF steel making, the European steel makers and some Middle East steel makers are trying to get from 2.2 or you can say for there in European they got steel that their average 1.8 carbon dioxide tons per ton of crude steel. They are still 1.85. From 1.85 they are coming to almost 50% coming to 1. How they are going it? They are already in the process. They have some advantage. I said geographical factors will always be there. So they are trying to from 1.85 right from the process, how they do that out. In view of, we normally make 10% of our scrap in the steel productions. They are trying to increase it to 15 to 20%. And they are also trying to eliminate the sinter productions. I am telling the future. Putting all the carbon dioxide, pilot bottom in the platforms. From a traditional steel maker, it is very difficult to understand 100% pilot phosphorus can it be running rather. Still it is running 4 blast furnaces in the world, running fully efficiently and without any problems. Think of those areas where people are challenged. So coming back to Indian part of this, we are right now taking a decision. Not wherever we put an next investment, everybody declaring you must have been ArcelorMittal, Jindal, JSW in Odisha, etc. I am coming from a state, Odisha, where I tell you, out of 300 billion in 2030, 31, 32, Odisha will produce more than 110 billion. Today you are having a capacity of 40 billion, like the highest producer of steel in the state. So what I want to tell you, these are the path is very challenging. Our approach also should be accordingly to our challenges. What our process, next Indian process should be, new venture should be green steel. We are always bereft of the gas, as you know. But we are not bereft of the sun rays which can go with renewables. But renewable also comes with a cost. When I say capex per cost for per ton of conventional steel, when it is a renewable method and going through hydrogen route, it goes by 30% more. In Indian context, it will be 40%. When I talk about infrastructure, I was thinking that I must talk you maybe in the panel regarding the decarbonization process and the infrastructure required for decarbonization. That means the energy sources have to be renewables. It's not a fossil fuel energy. It needs to be hydrogen transport is not easy. They have to be again transport through green ammonia again transport back to hydrogen. There is no such pipeline grid to gas grid. Again big challenge. And the cost of production with a 30-40% OPEX cost is not possible because you have to sell some steels. So there are some green hopes, or I can say a light at the end of the tunnel. Some of these users like Volvo etc. they said they have come forward that we will give it a premium of 30%. People who give us a green steel. There have been efforts in Sweden. I think you can go internet and find a lot of. But actually, if you think of in a practical manner, you must know what are your assets, how many you are going to retire, is it possible or not. People are still putting blast furnaces in many of the units. We have to find a way out. Should our new investments will be in green steel, and should our investment in an optimal way to reduce the existing carbon dioxide but turn up to steel in the existing facility, make us improvement. And there are many papers today will find out the efficient improvement of your steels. Energy reduction in your steels can still bring down a similar percentage of reduction of carbon dioxide. So having said that, operational improvement, sinter plant reductions, increasing scrap, available scrap is a big challenge. I will discuss in our panel discussion. How will you able to lose it out? So government has started making some of the policy where your vehicle scrap can be used. America is a different economy because they are almost producing today 65% of the steel are producing EFA and scrap. So for them it is easier to do that, to convert it to 100%. So these are the challenges facing today. I will be elaborating my panel discussion when I beat it out. I will not, I said take a 5 minutes, so I must end it here. And I must wish all the best for the people who are participating in this event. And anytime, Bhilai, as I said at the beginning, when Arora Sahab hai, everybody is there, when they gave me a farewell, I said, what Bhilai has given to me, I have not given to Bhilai. So I am here to anywhere, wherever it is possible, I am there for Bhilai and there for Bhilai. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We have had very interesting insights till now on green steel and on steel as a material for infrastructure development. We also have among us two very distinguished academicians, Professor N.V. Raman Rao and also Professor Rajiv Prakash. But we will listen to him, both of them, during the keynote address. So, without wasting much time, we are now going to move forward to the unveiling of souvenir.
I request our audience to please give them a big applause for their work. Thank you very much.
I would like to inform everyone that this souvenir has been provided in the form of a QR code in your program schedule. So you can scan them and you can download the soft form of it. I would like to announce that Professor Rajiv Prakash, Director at Bhilai, is with us and we will hear him during the keynote address session. Welcome, sir. We will now move on to the presentation of mementos to our distinguished guests on the stage from India Iron and Steel Review. I would request Mr. Santosh Mahanti to kindly hand over the mementos to our distinguished guests. These mementos are from Iron and Steel Review. So please. Professor N.V. Ramana Rao. Shri Tapas Das Gupta and Shri Puneet Chaudhary. Thank you, Mahanti sir. Before we Thank you, sirs. I will now request Shri S. Majumdar, to convener of Indian Steel Conference, to felicitate those very benevolent and munificent sponsors with an Angavastra to show our gratitude. Majumdar, sir, please.
Okay, I think thank you very much. This is a very significant occasion to really have all these people who have supported us in this endeavor. As you know, this house is totally full. We have got a lot of technical papers and there is a lot of pressure for the papers not to be, perhaps to be excluded in this particular session. Let me specifically mention the people who will come out on the dais and will hand over a kind of Angavastra to all of them. Can we request Santosh Mahanti ji to come over, and after that we will request Mr. S.S. Mahanti also to help us in this occasion. Okay, so I can we have the platinum sponsors, APL Apollo, Sri Vijesh Nahar, please come on stage, and I will take Mr. A.V. Bhushan, please come on stage to accept Angavastras. Please come on stage, please. The platinum sponsors, please. A big round of applause for both the platinum sponsors. So we have Sri Vijesh Nahar, if you are present, please accept it. And we go on to the gold sponsors now. Gold sponsor NMDC, can we have Sri Jai Prakash Komia? If you are present, please come over. Sri Jai Prakash Komia. Moy, we have Sri Harpit Singh. If you are there, please come. Orindam Chaudhary of SMS Group, if we have, please come over. January, if Mr. Gabrieli, if you are there, please come over. SGSPL, Pranjal Prakash, if you are there, please come over. RHI, Bankim Chandra Tripathi, if you are there, please come over. A big round of applause to all these people who have helped this particular event, making a significant one with a lot of support. We'll move on to the silver sponsors now. If you have finished with the gold, yeah, one more person is left or something. Yeah, please. Take over. Move on to silver sponsors. Let me announce the silver sponsors. JSW Steel, Badal Banchandani. If you can hear, JSPL, Panjal Prakash. Primators, Arunava Bhattacharya. And TRL Prasaki, Avijit Chanda. If you are there, please come over, please. Yeah. I'll repeat, JSW Steel, Badal Banchandani, JSPL, Pranjal Prakash. Arunava of Primatals and TRL Prasaki, Avijit Chanda. Please come over, please. Yeah, please. One more.
Request the audience to please give them a big applause.
Yeah, please. All hands out. Without their support, nothing of this kind can be possible. We move to bronze sponsors. Genova, Praveen Chaturvedi ji. Sarvesh, Kushal Agarwal ji, Mako, Nagesh, Vitel, anyone from JK Lakshmi Cement, please come over also. Champion Ceramics, Mr. Pratik Agarwal ji, and LNT, if you are anyone else here, please come over. Incidentally, BML has also supported very shortly about this bronze sponsor. If anyone is there from BML, please join them as a bronze sponsor. BML, if you are there. Okay, so while we expect BML to come, let me have lunch sponsor Arya Metallurgical, Rohit Mishra ji. If you are there, please come over, helping us for the lunch. BML, if you are there, please come over. Yeah, so you do, yeah, so best. And can we have delegate sponsor, the delegate sponsor, Hercules, Mr. Manish Arora ji. Please come over. And we have just two left. High tea which is going to follow now. High tea is Calgary's. Got Aditya ji, please come over. Aditya Soni, I think we'll have a sumptuous high tea immediately after the vote of thanks. High tea, ready hai, sab kuch. And Memento sponsored all these which have been given by Mekon. Anyone from Mekon? I think a lot of people were there. We've seen from Raji, they have come over. Please come over from Mekon. Calgary's, these are the two concluding acceptances. Okay, before we move on for the thanks. Yes, the last person coming, IT and then Memento. You're from Mekon, sir? Yes, Mekon. A big hand for Mekon because Mementos, all these kinds of things that you've been given are all supported by their exercise. Okay? Alright. Okay, so that's all for the time being. And thank you very much. You know, you deserve the special thanks from all of us, although not in physical kind, but definitely what the contents that we are going to provide. Thank you all.
I thank the ISR team for this novel gesture. I now invite Shri Tapas Das Gupta to propose vote of thanks. A brief introduction about Tapas sir. He is an eminent metallurgist and has been serving SAIL past 35 years. He was instrumental in commissioning of Blast Furnace 8 at Bhilai Steel Plant. As chairman, organizing committee for the ISC event today, he has been the key impetus. His contribution in reducing the carbon footprint at Bhilai Steel Plant through various initiatives like installation of iron ore lump crushing unit, using LD slag for in-house manufacturing of paver blocks, and the ongoing implementation of ground granulated blast furnace slag has brought out significant process efficiencies in iron making at Bhilai Steel Plant. Shri Tapas sir.
Thank you, Himanshu, and very good morning to all. Dignitaries present here. It is my distinct pleasure to extend a vote of thanks to everyone who has made this gathering a success. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our Director in charge, BSP Sri Anirban Dasgupta, who has actually conceived the idea of organizing such a large conference here at Bhilai, and all the dignitaries present here. We are thankful to all of you for making today's program success. A special thanks should go to ISR, Indian Steel Review, for giving us such opportunity to organize the event. The committee members, support staff of BSP, Indian Institute of Metals, Bhilai chapter, and Indian Institute of Engineers. I'd like to thank the distinguished speakers and session chairmen present here to offer their invaluable insights and expertise to discuss the critical issues about decarbonizing and infrastructural development of steel. This event will not only enrich our understanding but also spark the new ideas to think effectively about the challenges and opportunities ahead. To our attendee and participants, thank you for your participation and engagement. I hope your active participation will greatly contribute to drive the progress we seek and reinforce our shared dedication to create more sustainable future. The path of decarbonization and sustainable infrastructure development is one that requires ongoing efforts, innovations, cooperations. Insights gained from the event will be helpful towards achieving our goal of sustainable development and fostering partnership that will drive real challenge. At the end, I want to express my sincere appreciation for your dedication to this vital cause. Let us move forward with a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to advance our shared vision of a sustainable and resilient future. Thank you once again. We look forward to see the positive outcomes of our discussion. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Before we proceed ahead, I would like to have an announcement to make. We will have an inauguration of the stalls outside by our distinguished guests. After that, there will be networking tea and coffee break of about 15 minutes. After the tea break, I request all the honorable guests, dignitaries and the delegates to assemble back here for a panel discussion by very esteemed technocrats and academicians, as well as for keynote address by two of the very distinguished academicians present here, Professor N.P. Ramana Rao and Professor Rajiv Prakash. So please do not forget to reassemble back here after the tea and coffee break. Now we would like to end this session with the national anthem. I request everyone to stand for the national anthem.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.